puppy trades. I wanted to do a video update on Boeing and the airline sector, but we're going to focus on just Boeing and American Airlines for the sake of time. All right, but also know that Delta Airlines, JetBlue, Spirit Airlines, they're all the same setups, but for the sake of time, I'm just going to focus on Boeing and American Airlines, okay? Now, another thing I also want to make clear is that in trading, we have a saying. The top right corner of the chart, is the winner's corner. All right, I trade on the 6 to 9 month time frame. The top right corner of the chart is where Zoom was when I posted a bull flag setup less than a week ago, and it's already halfway to 640. All right, when you're playing a stock in the winner's corner, you can have a much shorter term outlook than when you're playing a stock in the bottom right corner, right? Some people call this the loser's corner. And the expression is that losers chase losers, but I want to amend that a little bit. Losers go long term, all right? If you're in the winner's corner, that's when my time horizon, is 2 to 3 months on the 6 to 9 month time frame. When you're in the loser's corner, your time horizon is 4 to 6 months. All right? So let's just make that perfectly clear. That the best way to play this, in my opinion, and this is how I will be using this. Remember, this is not investment advice. This is for my personal trading to document. But also, why not provide educational purposes as well? The best way to personally play this is with shares. This is where you think about your grandkids. There's going to be plenty of setups in the future. Not your grandkids, but 8 years down the line. All right? With the way the world's looking, I don't even think any of us are thinking about grandkids. All right? This is where you think long term. All right? Boeing is the company that makes all the airplanes. Okay? And people are still flying. All right? And companies are still shipping stuff. All right? Remember when you went to Albertsons and there was food? Yeah, that got there somehow. All right, someone moved that there. Whenever you go to a store and buy something, someone brought that. So airplanes are still a thing, guys. These vaccine companies aren't going away, and elections coming up. I know that in the short term, we all heard Warren Buffett sold the airlines. But I have a funny feeling that, 3, 6, 9 months from now, something, whether it's the stock price of Boeing or the election or a vaccine headline, is going to change the way we talk about the fundamental picture. But for now, I want to focus on the technical picture. All right. 2 really important principles of this chart. All right. First off, wave theory. All right. A lot of people think wave theory is voodoo. All right. And that's because no one follows the rules. And, when the market falls 2%, you go on FinTwit or StockTwits or, YouTube, and you start seeing fancy wave counts of people who, say, oh, yeah, we're going to retest the March lows. And, yeah, all the airlines and Boeing, we're just no more planes. All right. But if you're a long-term investor, you need to realize that we're going to be flying. Okay. And Boeing and American Airlines and JetBlue have never been this low for 10 or 15 years. Okay? So let's get into the wave theory. It goes on a impulse higher and completes an ABC correction with declining volume, confirming bullish consolidation. Okay? What's that mean? That means that we know this is an ABC correction for the same reason we knew this was an ABC correction, because it had declining volume, confirming bullish consolidation after a volume impulse. All right? Volume impulse, declining volume, confirming bullish consolidation. Some people will spend their whole lives trying to figure out the count. It's not too important when you're playing bull flags in the winner's corner, but you need to pull out the voodoo to make sure you're not too early when you're in the loser's corner. All right? But the better thing is that we also have an Andrews Pitchfork, okay? So wave theory voodoo aside, you don't have to believe in the Matrix. we have a beautiful reaction on the Andrews Pitchfork. On the median, right here, and more importantly on this lower bound. That's a very beautiful reaction. So the target for Boeing, and remember this is a 4 to 6 month play, but the best way to play is with shares. And remember, that's not investment advice. That's personally how I will be doing this. The target in the foreseeable future is 266. I expect that to be hit. I personally think it'll be hit when the market goes on a run in the next 2 to 3 months. We melt up in the earnings, we melt up in the elections, the Apple charts play out, But let's remember, this is the loser's corner. The next 4 to 6 month target is 266. The best way to play it is with shares long term. You're targeting the all-time high. All right? The stop loss for Boeing, remember, if you're a long-term investor, set and forget it is my, that's how I'll be doing it. But the foreseeable future 4 to 6 month target is 266. The stop loss is 145 for Boeing, and we're expecting this median to act as a magnet and also resistance in the future, targeting 266. All right, now I want to do American Airlines now. The main reason I want to do American Airlines, there's nothing special about American Airlines. Spirit Airlines, JetBlue, Delta Airlines, we all have this exact same setup. Okay? But for the sake of time, we're just going to focus on American Airlines. But know that this same principle is for Spirit Airlines, Delta Airlines. You can target the all-time high, and you could, target a wave 3 target higher. For the sake of this video, we're focusing on Boeing and American Airlines. All right? Now, for the wave theory for American Airlines, we have a beautiful, clearly bullish breakout, all right? That's beautiful volume spike right there. I love that. And then it consolidates sideways for months, all right? The more, it's physics, all right? Don't read the news articles. You're a scientist. You're a mathematician if you're trading. All right, you're not a liberal arts major. And that's not a political statement. That's a collegiate statement. You are an engineer and a mathematician when you're doing trading, all right? From contraction comes expansion. The longer this consolidates, the bigger the boom, all right? And how do we know it's consolidation? A, B, C, declining volume, bullish consolidation. Andrews Pitchfork with beautiful reactions. Beautiful reaction. In the short term, expect the median to be reached. In the long term, and remember, short term, we can talk about, let's just say this could potentially be, let's just say that in the short term, the airlines could outperform the market. We could have been seeing that in September, the sell-off was money flowing into industrials, financials, and we'll get into the relative strength in later videos. But for American Airlines, in the short term, you're expecting the median to be reached. This low right here of 11.22 in the short term is the stop loss. If you're a long-term investor, I'd give it more room to 9.63. All right, and remember this is how I'm playing it. The next price target in the next 4 to 6 months with Boeing, Spirit Airlines and JetBlue, but for American Airlines, the next price target is 25. Okay, this is the next 4 to 6 month price target. And remember, as long-term shareholders, which is what I am, I'm looking for long-term to hold shares and get dividends from Delta Airlines and Boeing and these industrial companies until the all-time high is reached and potentially even higher. All right? So 25 is the target. It's going to be projected to be hit in the next 4 to 6 months. But remember, this move was really short. So don't be surprised if this move is really short. We got a lot of energy, and we got a breakout right here. If this median of this small pitchfork is broken, that could be a very bullish thing. All right? That's a lot of energy. Don't be surprised if in the short term we see something like this. But the next 4 to 6 month target is 25.